Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beer Friends Unfiltered.
Hey,
I'm Beer Friend Paul.
I'm Phil.
To my left
Beer
is,
Friend Phil.
and to my right is...
Beer Friend Grant.
That's right.
Finally inducted.
Gotta write this time.
Really, he's been official. He's made it into Beer Friends Nation. His
been through
citizenship is complete.
The beer patching process.
I'm in.
He's now a full-fledged member.
Today-
We had to beat him in with beer bottles.
I drank enough beer to be in the Beer Friend.
Right, yeah.
Finally
You should
made
see
it.
all that beer.
Finally made it. Today we're doing Hopsomniac IPA by
see it?
Captain Lawrence. Everybody
Oh, yeah.
see?
Nice. Or it's off.
But
30 to 45 minute
But let's
videos.
try this. With that being said, let's
Cheers.
try this offering.
Nice
Let's go.
color. Nice
color.
color.
It is.
A interesting thing about this beer that before we drink it is that it's an IPA brewed with coffee,
Well, yes.
which I don't think we've seen before.
Well, no, we haven't.
I actually think I have had this before, now that you say that.
That's it.
But we'll
Ruin the
pretend I
surprise.
didn't.
This is going to then lead into our podcast, which we're going to go do, about different flavors in beer that I wanted. That's why I wanted to do this first, and I wanted to try this out because we're going to take these and walk directly into the studio. But go ahead, start drinking, buddy. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Ooh, what do you guys think?
I've definitely had this before.
Have you?
At Bar Great Harry.
Have you? Oh, I'd love
And
to
I
find
remember
this
it
on
because
tap.
I heard Captain Lawrence IPA, and I was like, oh, made with coffee. And I said, oh. And at first I thought, ew.
It's made with Stumptown cold brew coffee.
Which is
Portland,
yeah,
Oregon.
that's something,
the,
right?
Yeah.
the top of the hippie hipster
Yeah.
coffee.
Oh yeah.
What do you
Top.
think of it? Now, I didn't drink it out of a bottle. I've only had it out of IPA glass.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting in a good way, but I'm not sure I'm all about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an IPA is bitter and coffee is bitter, but not in the same way.
You know what I... Right. I mean, the bitterness
Not
is
in-
there.
Yeah, not
You
in
know
a
what the
totally
s-
different way.
You know what the sweetness almost tastes like to me, which is
What?
really weird? It almost tastes buttery.
That's weird.
You get this like weird smell too when you're drinking it and like smelling it at the same time as you drink, you know. And it's almost like you're smelling some weird hop flower while
Yeah.
drinking a cup of coffee.
Well,
And
it
I
was.
don't know how, but it's not bad though.
It has been dry hopped
Okay.
with Mosaic. It's Sriracha Ace and Stumptown Gold Brew Coffee. Is
Sriracha,
what
no
it says.
kidding.
I assume the cold brew coffee was a quote unquote dry hop. Doesn't say that.
Put it in.
Put it in later. But you guys are a little lukewarm on it.
I think it's really
I am
interesting, but I would not drink more
This...
than one of those.
This is my fourth out of the 6-pack, and you guys were lucky that I should save it to share with
Wait,
you.
there's 3 here. How does you got a 7-pack?
This is my fourth, and you guys are 5 and 6. That's how 6
Oh,
packs
I
work.
see how it works.
I already had the 3 and said
Oh.
I should really save this. Captain Lawrence knows my feelings about them as I tweeted at them with my Instagram account, and they responded
Loving things.
adequately. Oh, loving it. I love
You're
this.
all
Here's,
around?
I am so far off.
Here's a good story for this one. This beer is like yesterday I had off. Or
Speak gross. Switch me.
A little bit ago, I had off for Veterans Day, so on Veterans Day, I decided to do a bunch of house cleaning, over some cups of coffee. It gets to be about 3 in the afternoon outside, I'll have a beer, and I have an IPA. And it's like when I switched from the coffee to the beer, it's kind of what this tastes like. So
I bet
neither
that.
things are bad, and I
Try
enjoy
it.
both.
Here. Yeah.
See,
So
that opens it up a lot.
So that is, correct me if I'm wrong, you get almost all coffee out of the nose
Yeah,
and almost no coffee out of the taste.
yeah. Definitely.
No, you guys are crazy. You definitely get coffee on the taste.
No, you definitely get more coffee in the nose, though. Maybe it's so much
the
more.
nose is almost totally.
It's so much more prevalent in the nose.
It is
that
really
the taste
prevalent in
almost
the
it dumbs down. The
You do
nose.
get it on
It does
the, you
the
do get it on
taste,
the
right?
taste, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like coming out of here or there.
Yeah,
I
at least you
didn't
get a
get
big
any
coffee
of
taste. You like you said before, almost a creamy coffee taste.
It's like a buttery
Yeah.
taste out of it.
I don't know why coffee makes you taste buttery, but that's fine.
Maybe I should stop putting butter in my
I
coffee.
just felt the
Yeah,
bottle.
they have that now.
Yeah,
What, butter coffee?
Butter coffee.
Do they really?
I felt the bottle really dulled the taste to it, but
I don't
this
think it
certainly
dulls it.
opens it up.
I think it really like it almost. It's not a dulling. I think is too much of a passive word for it. It like jams it together.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
the
It
hot
doesn't
coffee, it's
doesn't
just
roll over.
Whereas
Punches
this
them from
one,
either side.
this fancy schmancy IPA
This
glass,
is
That's a much better way to
it
taste
blasts
beer.
you in the nose with a huge coffee smell, so that when you're trying to taste the coffee later, it's almost like
I get plenty.
Yeah,
of
actually, that's probably a really good way of describing it, is that the coffee nose lessens the impact of the coffee flavors later.
I don't know what trash coffee you got to drink, but I get plenty of coffee in this beer out of this glass. I get plenty of great, the nice bitter, the nice black coffee. almost just tasting like coffee grounds. But
I was going to say
cold
coffee
brew
grounds.
type.
I get coffee grounds.
I think the very
I get the smell.
but I think it's actually very. I think it's harder to. Here's what I want to know. I want to know what coffee was put into this because
if it was ground or whole bean.
Well, ground or whole bean, but also what breed of coffee.
Because it was definitely ground. I'm not just.
Wow,
It
could have been. It could have been just liquid coffee that's poured into it.
It could have been actually brewed coffee. Because it does have a really dark flavor.
Because
I was gonna say, it smells like when you clean your coffee maker after you just make a cup of coffee, take the coffee grounds. Smell. It tastes like coffee grounds where boiling water had been poured in. So it tastes like they added grounds right to the boil.
But so, like, if you look at the way they go, they say Stumptown cold brew coffee with the citrus and tropical flavor of American. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. I was just gonna say because I've had other coffee from other things that describe coffee the same way with like citrus or tropical flavors or this or whatever, and it's interesting that they don't call out the style of coffee that they put into it. You know, like Sumatra from Starbucks or whatever. You know
what roast it is.
What kind of roast it is, whatever it is. You know.
I don't know enough about cold brew. I know a couple different people make cold brew, and I'm not sure if it's all the same sort of dark roast or whatever it is, but whatever it is. All right, well, let's get a quick rating.
Okay, 2 ratings.
2 for what?
2 ratings as a beer.
It's a beer. Graham.
As an arbitrary beer overall out of all beer.
Yeah, arbitrary.
I'm gonna go arbitrary on a 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay. Proud of you for making
your arbitrary scales are very regular.
I'm so comfortable.
Just give it a rating. Just rate it.
Come on.
Just rate it on your arbitrary scale.
I think I would give it a 4.5 or above because of how
like
interesting. No, not a 5. Nothing gets to be a 5.
4.5 to like 4.7 range.
Just because of how interesting it is.
Proud of you. You're brave today.
It's a very interesting beer that I think there's nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a beer I would have regularly 4 in a row. But it piques my interest in very.
You're still rating a beer 4.5 or above that you wouldn't have more than 1 in a row.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
At least this is. You can look back in the archives.
I don't know who
this
you
is.
are.
This is very.
There's some really intense beers out there that are very strong that would probably only have 1 in a
This is right in line with his ratings. Well done.
Pretty much.
Arbitrary rating.
Arbitrary rating. I'll go 4.5 as well because
out of a 5.
Out of a 5.5.
Okay, 5.5. Just a little extra.
A little extra.
I like not going for the 4.
Is it not going straight up? I don't want to be a full 9 when we do the math later.
Yeah, you got it. This for me gets a 9 out of a 10. Straight up. Or whatever, 4.5 out of 5. I'm not sure what the math, not a thing.
Fine,
not a thing
go
I
10.
do.
It's fine. You can do 10.
I don't want to do 10. I do want to do 9.
Okay.
I do understand the issues.
No, out of 10.
Yeah, I'm doing it out of 10. Yeah, straight up. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Maybe like 9 and 1, 9 2. It depends on the day. Depends on how many I've had. Yeah, I'm really close. I just really like it.
Well, you've had 4.
Altogether, and let me tell you.
The last 10 minutes.
Let me tell you, the other night when I was 3 deep, it was a 10. So, I mean, if we keep going.
What's the ABV?
I got the original gravity here as a 16, but that doesn't do anything for me. I don't know.
That here. The OG. Sure. They don't list it.
Nope, which makes me think it's, I don't know.
That makes me think it's a 3.5.
No, it's certainly not. I think I may have it on tap over here.
Look it up.
I'm trying to. Well, we're not looking it up.
All right, second rating. Second rating, because this occurred to me as a unique experience in craft beer. Because this is something I've never tasted.
I'm not going to rate it, but I'm going to just speak to that. I don't have a rating for that. It's a 10 as a unique because it's completely unique.
1 to 3.
It's a 3 of unique. It's the top because it's completely unique. I haven't had an IPA. Now, this isn't to say that they haven't made one or nobody's made one, but I haven't had it. 6.5 ABV is what it says.
Okay.
65 IBUs. Pretty there. The flavor, though, to me, especially drinking it out of the IPA glass, was, I thought, a very new experience for me. And I had not had anything like this.
This is literally something I've never tasted.
I've never had.
And that's phenomenal. That's amazing.
Agreed.
And
everyone should really have one of these.
And I think it's always. I think it's really good. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great experience. I like it. I think we're going to see a lot more stuff like this.
Yeah. I hope so. This is. I'm going to call this a thinking man.
And especially being in a 6-pack too. This isn't a bomber. Like this isn't this isn't like some special release that they stuck out.
Right.
This is in 6-packs.
This is like something that they deemed good enough to release to the masses.
This should be something I think they put out all the time. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if you can do that, Captain Lawrence. I don't mean to speak to your production, what you can produce, but if this is just going to be seasonal, I would like to see this again.
Definitely.
At least as a seasonal.
definitely. And in this
I'd
great
like
way
to
too.
see it as a year round.
It
But
doesn't
what-
strike me as a seasonal, though. IPAs, I don't think are that seasonal.
No, but I mean, this just has slightly a different flavor with the coffee involved. I could see it as like a fall seasonal.
Yeah, yeah.
Not quite the harvest, but the.
Ooh, would this be a good like fall IPA?
If they were, if somebody
I don't
were to
think
call
so,
it
but
that.
Yeah, I don't think you
Yeah.
could put this into a season, which means it might not be a season
Yeah.
of it, but it
I
could be
agree
like
with
a
I agree with you.
limited release every year.
It may be that around the
So I think that's a season.
I'm
around
pretty
the,
sure that's
around
a
the fall
seasonal.
time.
I feel like usually
unless it's a
seasonals,
random- yeah,
Maybe
unless they
sometime
randomly-
usually seasonals are
Right.
attached to the
Maybe
seasons,
sometime in
but-
September, October.
Yeah,
We see
whatever.
what we can get.
That's great. That's good.
But I'm a big fan. I think it's great.
I think so
And I
too.
looked for more stuff as I was going through the Captain Lawrence webpage looking for information about it before, in the research portion of the
right.
podcast,
Of course.
10 minutes beforehand.
Yep.
You just forget like all the stuff they have, and even the stuff they have
Yeah.
all the time. Like, while you said we see a bunch of bars and stuff, it just doesn't seem like enough is in the stores all the time, or not the stores that I'm shopping at. So
Yeah.
you pass over, you get the liquid gold, and you get those that you grab every once in a while, but you forget about some of the other stuff. And just happy to see more stuff from it. And I have not been diligent, and I've been a bad beer friend, and I haven't been up. It's not far to get to the brewery. I haven't been
I know,
up.
it is
So
close.
Not
and I've
far
not
out.
been yet.
Elmsford.
have to make it up. And so they did
directions-
move. It's in
directions
Elmsford. They
on
used to
the
be in
bottom.
Pleasantville. Yeah, so
It's
they
right
did
here.
move. I'm not a
Yeah.
dummy.
Right here, by rail, Metro
This is
North.
dummy.
Anyway, you don't. Everybody else can read.
10 minutes.
Captain Lawrence, thank you very much. You made an excellent beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm sorry, my friends didn't taste the coffee as much as I did.
Oh,
Because I'm
You
obviously,
tasted the coffee.
I'm obviously a better coffee drinker.
Maybe.
All right, appreciate it. Bottoms up, everybody. Put my beer down.
It's just like.